Wish you warm welcome. Today's practice focuses on shoulder strength and inversions. I will be using few props here, a blanket, two blocks and a chair, so keep them handy. And when you are ready, come to the mat in kneeling position. Bring the tops of your feet on the ground and your toes are pointing towards each other, but they are not on top of each other. While maintaining this alignment, spread your knees towards the side edges of your mat. Then allow your torso to go between your legs. Bring your forearms on the ground, forehead on the ground. If you want, you can take a block. I'll just show it here. If you can't bring your forehead on the ground, then take a block. Place your forehead on the ground, forehead on the block, and then straighten your arms. Bring the awareness into your arms. Allow your fingers to lengthen towards the wall in the front, maintaining the equal distance between your fingers and thumbs. Arms straight at the elbows. And pay attention to sensations that you are feeling in your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to go back towards your hip direction. Bring your attention to the toes. Let them lengthen. Don't curl them. Observe if there is any tightness or grouping in the hip region. If yes, see if you can release it on an exhale. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Let it go. If there is any hole, let it quieten. Now, while pressing your hips towards your heels, see if you can extend your torso a bit more towards the wall in the front. To achieve that, maybe you want to move slightly more towards your left, extend your torso, to then come to the center, move towards the right, extend your torso, and then again bring your forehead on the ground. See if that helps to extend the torso more towards the wall in the front. Gentle breath. Observe the breath. Last two breaths here. When you're ready, slowly come up. Use your hands as support and sit in cross leg position. If you want, take some height to sit. You can sit on the block or you can use a folded blanket, shoulder stand pad. Bring your hands beside your hips on the ground. Lift through your chest. Extend your torso up towards the ceiling. That means lifting the lower front ribs up. Imagine or visualize that you're descending your hips more towards the ground and extending the torso up towards the ceiling. Move your head back. Inner shoulders going away from each other. Gentle smile on your face. I'm mirroring the pose here, so turn towards your right. Look towards the wall on your right. So my left hand is against my right knee, just the back of your hand, or you can hold the thigh or the knee with your hand, whatever suits, doesn't really matter. What is important is to maintain the torso in line and lengthen in line with your hips, not pushing out to the sides, in line with your hips and going up. And then turning from your abdomen. Slowly come to the center, turn to the opposite side. The hand behind is just for support, so it's just going on the ground, and I'm using as support to maintain my torso in the center. Otherwise I'm leaning back. I'm just using as support to keep it in the center, not leaning back or forward, looking towards the wall on your left. Observe the position of your neck, maintain it in the neutral position. That means not moving forward or back, left or right. See if you can maintain it in the center. Be aware of your neck, your head. Slowly come back to center. Let's come up standing. Remove the block aside. Come next to the wall. Bring your hands at the waist level, and your distance between your hands is roughly shoulder distance. Then walk your legs back, roughly feet are hip width apart, and your heels can be in line with your hips or they can be slightly forward. Bring your torso parallel to the ground, face parallel to the ground so that your head is in line with your spine. Arms straight, not bending them at the elbows. Observe your breath. Bring attention to your toes. Allow them to lengthen towards the wall in the front. If you want, you can lift them, let them go towards the wall in the front, and then slowly bring them on the ground. Then press the balls of your feet, your heels, inner and outer edges of your feet strongly on the ground to have that strong and steady foundation from your legs. Strongly lift the front thighs up. So while pressing your feet on the ground, lift your front thighs up towards the heels. I will just show it once more. So now I'm not lifting them towards the hips. So press your feet and lift the front thighs up. So maintain the awareness and alertness at the front of your thighs. And then allow your hips to go back more towards the wall behind to create that extension in the back, so torso going towards the wall in the front. Slowly walk forward, turn around and bring your back against the wall, bring your feet together. Let's transition into Tadasana, mountain pose. Inner edges of your feet touching each other, arms at your sides, look straight, lift through the chest, shoulders going back. Observe the body weight on your feet, spread it evenly among your balls of your feet and the heels. See if you are heavy on one part of your feet. If yes, what is that? And try to bring the evenness among your feet. Observe your breath. Allow your fingers to extend towards the ground. Don't overstretch them. Just allow them to lengthen. You're not curling them like this. Allow them to lengthen towards the ground, and see if you want to maintain some distance between your fingers. Gentle smile on your face. Slowly release and relax. Next, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come to the mat in the kneeling position. From there, lie on your abdomen. Bring your forehead on the ground and your hands are close to the chest. Lengthen your legs towards the wall behind. Tuck your toes in. Then, while pressing through your hands, slowly come up and sit buttocks to the heels. Then come forward. Raise your knees up and bring your feet or the balls of your feet and toes on the ground. Have a look at your arms. Allow your fingers to extend and bring even distance between your fingers. Arms straight at the elbows. Feet are hip width apart. And head is roughly in line with your spine. Now, when you are in the pose, just like we did in the previous pose, allow your front thighs to be engaged. That means lifting them up. Don't let them go dull like this. Lift them up strongly. Allow the back of your knees to open. So legs are not bent at the knees. One straight line from your sitting bones all the way down towards your heels. Moving your hips back more towards the wall behind and allowing your torso to extend towards the ground, creating the length at the sides of your trunk. Slowly bring your knees to the ground, come to the ground and transition into Adho Mukha Virasana. Adho means down, Mukha means face, and Virasana means hero pose. Slow and steady breath. Allow your arms to relax. Allow your shoulders to relax. Make this a last breath, and when you are ready, slowly come up. Once more, get into downward dog. From kneeling position, raise your knees up, bring the balls of your feet and the toes on the ground, heels going towards the ground, and adjust the distance if you have to. Now you remember what distance you had earlier in this pose and try to bring the same distance from here. We are transitioning into half headstand. So bring your knees to the ground, bring your forearms on the ground, elbows are in line and elbows are underneath your shoulders. Interlock your fingers, bring the crown of your head on the ground, back of your head touches the inside of your palm. Then raise your knees and walk your legs towards your head direction. Stay here for a breath. Then walk your legs back. Option 1, you can bring your knees and then come from here, transition into downward dog, or you can maintain your knees up in the air and from here you can transition into downward dog. Use that shoulder strength. Stay here in the downward dog for a breath and then come to the plank pose. Same options in the plank pose. Either knees can be up in the air or you can bring them on the ground. Choose what suits you today. Stay here for a breath. Back to downward dog. Let's do a couple of iterations of this small sequence. I just stuck my t-shirt in. Sorry for that. All right, let's start. Downward dog. Come to half headstand. Walk your legs forward. Now to maintain the lift in the shoulder, press your forearms and wrists strongly on the ground to bring the shoulders up towards the ceiling. Slowly walk your legs back, knees on the ground, or you can use your arm strength to come into the downward dog. From here, plank position. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Walk back into downward dog. Half headstand. Walk your legs forward. Take a breath here. Walk your legs back. Come to downward dog. Adjust the distance between your legs and hands if you have to. Come to plank position. So you might be moving your hands when you are moving from downward dog to plank to half headstand. Feel free to do that. Back to downward dog. Come to half headstand. Last one iteration. So this is the second last. Walk your legs forward. Lift the shoulders up. Walk legs back. Come to downward dog. Plank position. Open through the chest, shoulders going back, no round at the upper back. Come back to downward dog. Let's do the last iteration. Walk your legs forward. Take a breath. Walk your legs back. Come to downward dog. Plank position. Take a breath here. Slowly bring your knees to the ground and come into forward virasana. Well done. Knees going towards the side edges of your mat, toes pointing towards each other. Allow your torso to go between your legs. Observe your breath. Allow your arms to relax. On an exhale, see if there is any hold in your forearms, in your upper arms, in your shoulders. Let it go. Let them relax completely. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Observe the sensations in your body. With each breath, see how your abdomen pushes against your inner thighs. Where do you feel the breath? In your abdomen, in your chest, in your throat. What's the sensation in your upper arms, in your shoulders? Make this a last breath. And when you're ready, slowly come up. Sit in Dandasana. Back against the wall. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Lift the torso up. Sit straight. gentle smile on your face. Let's transition into half handstand. So remember where your heels are and bring your hands where your heels are. So hands are roughly shoulder distance apart. From here you will raise your knees up to get into the downward dog pose. If this distance is too short for you, then feel free to move your hands a bit further, but don't move them too far, because once more we are walking our legs up on the wall and we want our torso roughly perpendicular to the ceiling. If you have any discomfort in walking your legs up on the wall, then just stay here, and then you can walk your one leg on the wall, maybe bringing the knee on the wall, then opposite leg, do it 6 times. All right. Otherwise, you're walking your legs up on the wall, 3 breaths. Let's do it together. So bring your legs roughly parallel to the ground and torso perpendicular to the ground. Breathe. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Press through your hands. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Last breath. We are together in this. Slowly walk your legs towards the ground. Come to forward virasana. Very well done. You build the enormous strength in your forearms, in your upper arms, in your shoulders. That's wonderful. Important is to pay attention to the sensations and make slow progressions. So, whatever level you are at, from there we will slowly progress. So, if you haven't walked your legs up on the wall, that's absolutely fine. You are building the strength in downward dog in your arms and shoulders. That means you are preparing yourself for walking your legs down the line on the wall. Slowly come forward. Lie on your back. Slow movements. Wiggle your legs side by side. Release any tension or tightness. Then bend both the legs and bring your knees to the chest. If you can, wrap your hands around the top of your knees and bring your knees closer to the chest. Observe how your back connects with the ground the moment you have your knees against your chest. And where do you feel the breath? How your abdomen pushes against your thighs. Relax your shoulders, let them go down. Don't lift them up like this, let them go down towards the ground. Pay attention to your toes, relax them. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Slowly release your legs. Straighten the legs. Hands beside your hips. Take deep breaths. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Last deep breath. Come to normal breath. Turn towards your right or left. Stay here for 2 breaths before you come up. Use your hands as support to come up. When you are ready, slowly come up. Keep your eyes closed. Sit in cross leg position. Use your hands beside your hips to sit tall and straight. Bring your hands to your chest in Namaskar Mudra, prayer position. Thumbs on the chest and fingers going slightly away from the thumbs. With inhalation, extend the torso towards the ceiling. With exhalation, allow your shoulders to go down. Take this opportunity to thank yourself for engaging in the shoulder strengthening and inversion practice and looking after your health and mind. These small wins are very important, so do not miss to appreciate the small wins of your day. Bring gentle smile on your face. Namaste and thank you. Open your eyes, release your hands on your thighs. See you next time. Till then, be your best version.